Award-winning taste. Rebecca Creek whiskey produced, blended, and bottled in San Antonio, Texas. No, it's not. It's like in between here and San Antonio.
Well, San Antonio is the closest thing that they can say. Still have people recognize where it is.
Are we gonna accidentally get this right?
No.
Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. This is Ryan, your cook.
That's Evan, the neighbor.
Come over and drink Ryan's booze
And eat my food.
and give him more projects than he wants to do.
This is very true.
So
Including this one.
Ryan and I, over the past several months, have been trying several different whiskeys, and we thought it appropriate that we would do something for our first episode, something that we've not yet tried together. And we pick our whiskeys usually on based on what we like, but if you have one that you would like us to try, feel free to put it in the comments below or hit us up, info@whiskeyandbarbecue.com.
Right. Don't forget, we also occasionally we're gonna have buddies swing by, and
yes.
they'll be bringing us a bottle of whiskey too, and they might get a cool little surprise if they bring us at least,
A decent whiskey, none of this Jepson's Malort stuff.
But it's also they bring us like most of the bottle too. They
Oh,
can't
well,
bring us like a
okay.
piece at the bottom.
That's fair enough.
So today we're gonna be drinking Rebecca Creek whiskey. It's difficult to say.
Thing, which actually is not too far from us.
It's not. We're right here in Central Texas. It's distilled just outside of San Antonio. Well, I'm talking and being a geek. You can pour.
I probably
You should, yeah.
I was in my head, I'm like, I can't wait to open this up.
So, Rebecca Creek whiskey. It's a blend. It's mostly bourbon. So this particular one is 75% corn, which is what by definition makes it a bourbon.
Okay.
It's also got 21% rye and 4% malt. I got it. It's geek speak, but let me have it.
Yeah, when you say bourbon, my taste buds go back. We tried one last week, and a bourbon.
What is this?
Whoops.
What is this? You're not that much taller than me.
I was paying attention to other stuff. When I hear the word bourbon, then my throat goes, okay, there's going to be a burn coming.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be an interesting thing, because if you get a bourbon right, in my opinion, it's bold, but it's not harsh.
Right. And I think they got it with this one.
Okay.
It smells really good. So this is how I picked this whiskey.
You go ahead.
I picked this one. We knew our first episode we wanted to do a Texas whiskey. We have done several Texas whiskeys for the episodes that know. This one, I have a friend of mine, and this is what he drank, and he lives a charmed life.
Okay.
And he came back from a job that he was on. He decided he wanted to do Ironman or do triathlons.
Oh, really?
He really excelled in that. He, in like 2 years, became an all-world athlete. Everything is going right for him, and this is what he likes to drink. He's also the first guy to threaten to hurt me if I didn't teach him how to cook something.
Ryan's background, we'll get to the barbecue here, which is going to be in the second half of this video, but to give you a little background on Ryan, he's done several barbecue competitions and has yet to fail to make it to the final table in those competitions. So that is something that we'll look forward to learning. Tips, tricks, and all that stuff will be here on the channel and on whiskeyandbarbecue.com.
This is a great vanilla smell.
This
I like
thing
it.
goes in really easy.
It does, yeah.
I was surprised. Now there is that boldness that actually catches up to the
absolutely
to the, what do we call the front of that?
The front.
That should work.
We're so technical.
There's been some that we have had where we're like, there's not even anything in it, it just warms up.
Yeah, this has got a whole lot going on.
It does. It's definitely Texas on the front end, where it's like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
And then it warms up, but it's not so much that it's like an arrogant thing.
Right. It's Texas. You know it's there.
Prior to me moving to Texas, I thought it was just filled with arrogant people. And then I moved here and I was like, no, they're just proud because it's an awesome place.
We have everything.
It is very cool. I married a Texan girl and she's transplanting me in here, so
yes,
that's cool.
The pepper of this and the taste is what I'm really actually enjoying. Not sweet. It's not like alcoholic burny. It's just a little bit of pepper on the back end. Nice little finish.
I feel that pepper on the side of my tongue. That's where I feel the pepper. We'll
start working with pepper spray so it gets more used to it. It'll be all right.
I always have a little apprehension when the bourbons come up. I always do, because I feel like the first time I had a bourbon, it was just really too much. If I were to introduce somebody to whiskey, a bourbon is not the first place I would take them.
Right.
I
True
would take
story.
them a little bit more mellow. All right, so now that we've talked a little bit about the Rebecca Creek, and you can find it in Central Texas, probably you want to check with your local liquor stores. If it's not there, ask them to ask their distributor to get it.
You know if you don't ask.
Yes, that's true.
Right.
Yes.
So here's how the food thing of this is going to work, because we like to drink, we like to eat. Everyone says I'm a relatively good cook. I don't believe them, but you know, we're going to go with that. So what's going to happen is we're going to have two containers. One will have a meat and one will have a way of cooking something. We're supposed to be drawing tonight, but somebody forgot to get it. So
That's my bad.
He's just going to randomly pick something.
So we've done a lot in the past with red meat, and red meat I've actually picked up kind of the hang of that, but white meat, it's still jerky when I pull it off the grill. So let's do some white meat. We'll do a pork, and instead of doing what would be a direct heat, which is heat going up, vertical heat, let's do indirect, where it's heat going lateral, horizontal.
All right, so we'll do a basic offset zone cook on a Weber kettle.
Basic offset, blah blah blah. Yes.
Yeah, he'll learn eventually, or he'll just continue to drink my booze.
Is the benefit of having a neighbor who can do all this.
So remember when we said about if someone brings us a bottle of whiskey, kind of a side bonus they're going to get is if it's a good, relatively good, because we're cheap. Mm-hmm. If it's a relatively good bottle of whiskey and they bring us most of it, not just the.
It can be open, but we don't.
It can be open, yeah,
you know,
but don't bring like a
stuff
half a
that we're
drink
going to
each.
put into
Yeah.
the bottle that contains all of it. What's that bottle called?
The Infinity bottle.
Thank you. That's the one we're talking about.
We'll talk about that later. So if they bring us a good bottle and it has most of it in it, then I will teach them how to cook something of their choice. They will get to pick the protein, what we cook it on. It can be something that they enjoyed growing up, something they haven't mastered yet, or they can just be a jerk.
Ryan says that his cooking is all right. It's actually incredibly good, and that's putting him on the spot a little bit. Everybody that lives near us, anytime that he fires up any one of the grills and they smell food, it's just kind of an understood rule that you show up with a side and there's plenty of meat to go around.
Yeah, dinner's. If you smell my pits, it's dinner at 6,
It's
and
kind of
bring
a
a
thing.
side.
Yeah, it is. The Rebecca Creek whiskey. Ask your local store if they've got it. If not, ask them if their distributor can get their hands on it. I wouldn't go this as a first-time gift for somebody.
No.
Because a bourbon, in my mind, is a little bit more bold than what I would introduce them to. I would probably bring them in with something that I was brought in with, like a Scotch.
Yeah, Scotch or Irishes or something along those lines.
With
This.
somebody who actually knows their whiskey, this would be an incredibly good present.
And if you're one of those kind of people that don't like bourbons, or you think they have really harsh burns, really harsh fronts, taste like kerosene, which is what some people say, I'm actually warming up to bourbons. I'll admit, we've had a couple good ones. You enjoyed the coffee one. Later.
I'll put that up on the site. Woo, yeah. All right.
So, tell us about our buddy that's coming next week.
Right.
My old friend, his new friend, and it gets weird.
Yeah, we kind of click really well because there's some friends that you have in life where they're like the ladder, right? You put out your ladder and it's a little unstable, but you know it's going to work anyway. That's our friend coming next week. Little unstable, but amazing. Always works. It's good stuff. And we did some really stupid stuff with it.
We really
I
did.
couldn't believe he did it. We'll get to that next time.
All right, so whenever we're taking drinks of these whiskeys, we also use the Distiller app, Distiller.
And you can hit us up at Whiskey and Barbecue. That's pretty much the norm across all of the social stuff. You can reach out and follow us. IG is whiskey_barbecue. And we would certainly appreciate having you aboard with us.
We'll have all the links and everything in the bottom.
Easily enough. The best whiskey is your favorite.
The best barbecue is the way you like it.
Make sure that you share both.
Cheers.
Wouldn't that be something if that battery went dead halfway through? And I'm like, hey, bro.
We're about to card in that computer, and we're gonna try it.
Really rooting for your Rebecca Creek episode.
Well, it's number 1. It gets released on Wednesday.
Yes.
Well, like I said,
No, I don't miss deadlines.
Show
We just
the
might be
pictures.
recording Wednesday night.
I have to take Wednesday off, so what do you do? I gotta go day drink.